Right, and in the world of sports, let's see what's happening in the Women's Championship. Gab Ellison has more.
Latest world sports. FIFA Women's World Cup 2023. Colombia reached first Women's World Cup quarterfinal with win over Jamaica. A second-half goal by Catalina Usme fired Colombia to a 1-0 win over Jamaica and carried the South Americans to their first Women's World Cup quarterfinal. The captain's 51st-minute strike sent Colombian fans into delirium at a packed Melbourne Rectangular Stadium on Tuesday and ensured they will battle England for a place in the last four. What had been a testy and physical clash up to halftime exploded into life after Usme's breakthrough, the first time Jamaica's defense has been breached in this World Cup, with both teams attacking furiously. Jamaica's Reggae girls had chances to level the match but bowed out swinging, having reached the knockout phase in their second World Cup. Having not conceded a goal all tournament, Jamaica stifled the Colombians early, often leaving their players slayed with heavy tackles. Colombia wonderkind Liner Caicedo was kept quiet on the left flank, and the South Americans' first decent scoring chance had to wait until a corner in the 38th minute. It was wasted, though, with Joralyn Carbali sending a wide volley from the edge of the area sailing over the bar. Referee Kate Jesus lost patience with the Jamaicans' physicality, handing out 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes to defender Chantal Swaby and midfielder Drew Spence near halftime. It was Colombia's new girl Ana Maria Guzman breaking the game open after the break. The 18-year-old fullback finding Usme in space on the right with a long cross. Usme took the ball past Jamaica defender Danesha Blackwood and fired a low left foot strike inside the far post. Jamaica had a golden chance to level 3 minutes later when Blackwood's corner picked out Jody Brown in front of goal, but the midfielder's header pinged off the base of the left post. Jamaica pushed forward in desperation as regulation time dwindled. Drew Spence rose to meet a Tiffany Cameron cross, but thumped her header just wide of the left post in the 82nd minute, allowing Colombia to hold firm to the finish. Jamaica's Khadija Shore was an attacking force with Manchester City last season, scoring 20 goals in 22 league games. But she ended up scoreless at the World Cup. "We just have to be proud of our performance and lift our heads up," Shore said in a post-game television interview. "The gap is closing." Champions League. AEK Athens-Dinamo Zagreb qualifier postponed after fan killed. Tuesday's Champions League qualifier between AEK Athens and Dinamo Zagreb has been postponed after a fan was stabbed to death in the Greek capital. The Greek supporter, 29, died following brawls after rival fans outside AEK's Hagia Sophia Stadium in the northern suburb of Athens on Monday evening. Police said 8 others were injured and 98 arrests were made. UEFA had banned visiting supporters from both legs of the third-round qualifying tie over security concerns. European football's governing body said following the trouble and in consultation with the local authorities, the match had to be postponed. UEFA deplores in the strongest possible terms the appalling incidents that took place in Athens last night and resulted in the loss of a life. UEFA said, while expressing our deepest sympathy to the family of the victim, to AEK Athens FC and its fans, we would like to reiterate that violence has no place in our sport, and we expect that those responsible for this terrible act be arrested and consigned to justice in the shortest delay. The return leg in Croatia will go ahead as planned next Tuesday, 15th August, with the game in Athens to be rearranged for either Friday, 18th August, or Saturday, 19th August. Greek police said the trouble started 90 minutes after Croatian side Dinamo had completed a pre-match training session at the stadium in Nea Philadelphia and left under police escort. Between 100 to 120 Dinamo fans showed up to the stadium and clashed with AEK fans who had gathered there. Fans from both sides threw flares, improvised incendiary devices, objects, stones, and also used improvised bats. Police said a preliminary investigation had started and they were trying to identify the perpetrators. GNK Dinamo strongly condemns the riots that took place last night in Athens. A Dinamo Zagreb statement said, "Such events are not in line with the values and ethics we promote as a club and community. We express our deep concern over this incident. GNK Dinamo would like to express its sincere condolences to the family of the deceased. Hooliganism has marred Greek football in recent years, and last year the government increased the maximum sentence for crimes of fan violence from 6 months to 5 years after another fatal stabbing. Alkis Campanos, 19, was killed in February 2022 in Thessalonica during a fight between supporters of the city's rival clubs, Aris and PAOK. Last month, 7 defendants were found guilty of his murder and sentenced to life in prison. 5 others received sentences of more than 19 years for complicity. Boxing. Anthony Joshua. Robert Helenius replaces Dillian Whyte for heavyweight bout on Saturday. Anthony Joshua will fight Robert Helenius at London's O2 Arena on Saturday as the replacement for Dillian Whyte. Joshua's heavyweight rematch with Whyte was cancelled at the weekend after the latter failed a voluntary drug test. Finland's Helenius, who has 32 wins and 4 losses, steps in at less than a week's notice. This wasn't in the script. Joshua said of his new opponent, "I am laser focused on the win." Helenius' last big fight was a first-round knockout defeat by Deontay Wilder in October. "I am a true Viking that is willing to face any challenge at a moment's notice," the 39-year-old said. "This is not an opportunity I was going to let slip away. I plan to make the most of it." Helenius, who has never challenged for a world title, only fought on Saturday, securing a third-round TKO win over Mika Miolonen in Finland. As well as Wilder, the 6'6" Helenius has losses to Gerard Washington, Whyte and Johan de Hoopas. A win will set Joshua up for his long-awaited fight with former WBC champion Deontay Wilder, which could happen early next year. Joshua is undefeated at the O2 Arena in London and won at the venue in April when he outpointed Jermaine Franklin. Joshua, 33, held talks with numerous heavyweights already on his undercard, including American heavyweight Washington, to replace Whyte. But promoter Eddie Hearn said many opponents priced themselves out of the running. According to Hearn, Joshua reacted calmly to the news of the cancellation of the fight after the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association (VADA) informed promoters, matchroom and boxing authorities of Whyte's test result. "With a week to go before one of the biggest fights of the year, I was shocked and dumbfounded. Anthony Joshua sent me a message which was unbelievably calm," said Hearn. "Anthony Joshua is desperate to fight. He has looked unbelievable in camp. I have never seen him in such good shape." The fight between Joshua and Whyte, a rematch of their 2015 bout, was announced in July. Joshua knocked out Whyte in the 7th round of their heated British title fight 8 years ago, which also took place at the O2, as he avenged a loss to his rival on the amateur circuit. Gab Ellison reporting for Undaunted, ABC Amba News.